Ted, you know what I hear consistently from a lot of the entrepreneurs that we get a chance to interview with and the people that we know in the community? Their biggest headache, employees. How do they get their employees motivated? How do they get their employees to really run in the same thought process that they have?
So you know what? Do you want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Ted, you know, that sounds good from you, but I think it's a little bit better here.
You can't handle the truth!
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Show me the money!
Failure is not an option.
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
I'm the king of the world!
He's looking at you, kid.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I'll have what she's having.
Hasta la vista, baby.
You had me at hello.
$1 million.
Say hello to my little friend.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
If you build it, he will come.
Here's Johnny.
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
So did you feel the energy from that mashup in there? Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of The Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host, Ted Jenkin, here with my co-host, Lee Heisman. And of course, our special guest all the way in from Washington, D.C., Scott DiGiamarino. He's the CEO of MovieCom. Now, remember this. While you're on the YouTube channel, make sure that you click the subscribe button. This way, every week, you get the videos of our amazing entrepreneurs. You give yourself the ability to get this MBA in entrepreneurship, combination of street smarts, combination of book smarts. This is how you get smarter as an entrepreneur. As always, you can go to shrimptankpodcast.com if you want to hear the entire podcast that Lee and I did with Scott today and the many more that we've done with some 325 entrepreneurs here in Atlanta and more than 1,000 across the entire country.
Well, you know, Ted, I know how busy people are. In addition to hitting the subscribe button, you want to make sure you hit the notification button.
Ding.
Because then you will be notified when great CEOs like Scott come on the show. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about MovieCom and how it operates and what you guys do there.
So what we do is we use legally approved Hollywood movie clips to help today's leaders lead, especially if they have a younger generation workforce. It's a way of using clips to motivate, to inspire, to engage people to give best efforts, especially when they're by themselves.
You know, it's interesting today because a lot of small businesses and medium-sized businesses that may be watching the post-show wrap-up, they don't necessarily have the formal leadership training program in places that we got, like American Express. What do you think are the key things that leaders need to be doing today to try to motivate and inspire people to keep productivity up in their organization and keep higher retention?
Well, the first thing, Ted, is that you have to actually genuinely care about your people in order to actually want to do some things different.
Yep.
And number two is you need to understand that the workforce is changing. So in the next couple of years, 70 to 75% of the global workforce will be the millennial and Gen Z generation. And this generation is so talented, but they think differently, they act differently, they react differently, they want to be motivated differently. And so today's leaders, if they care, they'll take the time to understand what this group actually wants. And really what they want is they want to be entertained while they learned, they want to be entertained via short video, and something that becomes memorable and sticky to them, so the leader doesn't always have to repeat themselves, especially in a decentralized workforce.
I'll tell you, if you've listened to any of our podcasts in the past, I would recommend listening to Scott's audio portion from the beginning. And here's the reason. He talks faster than Ted now, which is quite amazing. There's no question. It does not happen often at all. But I would listen to it for a number of things. Not only everything Scott has provided in the past, but also we did a small quiz of the top movie lines. And I will tell you, not only did Ted hit a grand slam on them, he also hit the dates of those movies. So that kind of blew me away.
Yes.
Now, I'm a devil in the details, and I love to know how things work. So, Scott, how easy or hard is it for someone if they actually want to utilize your site? Can you kind of run through that process?
You bet. Real simple. So go to www.moviecom.com. Last is COMM at the end, and you can actually sign up for a free trial. When you go on the free trial, you can basically search by actors' names, objects, keywords, a full sentence like "I'm proud of you," and the AI and the platform will actually help you find the right clip for the right situation in literally seconds. Then once you find the clip that you want, you can actually film yourself, kind of like we're doing right now, and you could actually tee up the clip, and the video view will play right before the movie clip. And then you press a button, and it's 10 seconds it merges together, and you'll have a URL or an embed code, and you could copy and paste it anywhere. Email, text, blogs, any way in the world that you communicate.
It's great. And all legal, which
That's
is the
big
most
deal.
important part, obviously.
Took us 9.5 years to get legal approval. We're the only company in the history of Hollywood to gain legal access to their movie clip libraries to do what we want to do.
So again, for folks that are watching this wrap-up video in here, how can they start again? It's just moviecom.com?
www.moviecom.com.
So I want to know in here, we talked about a lot of things on the show, a couple of final things. One is, what is the most famous movie quote of all time? Do we have one? Is there a most famous movie quote for people that are watching the post-show wrap-up?
You can't handle the truth. Failure is not an option.
And how about this? If I'm flicking through Netflix or whatever subscription channel that I have or streaming subscription that I have, is there a B movie that nobody's heard of that has lots of clips out there that would be good for them as a leader?
It's a great question, man. I said the number one B movie that has A-rated clips is a movie called Accepted. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It is superb. But if you want an A-rated movie that has some great clips, go check out Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. I would have said
is
that.
Outstanding. Or the classic, the number one classic, and the most popular clips that our clients use is from an older movie called Apollo 13.
Apollo 13.
Again, failure's not an option. It's just a great movie. Every line in it is a leadership moment.
So look, you got a small business in here, or a medium-sized business in 2022. You want to get your people inspired, motivate them, and get them more productive. MovieCom may be the way to go. And make sure that you check out all the videos while you're on here on the Shrimp Tank channel. I want you to look at one from a guy named Chris Dull. He actually started something called the Great American Cookie Company. If you're thinking about building your own franchise, he's done these all across America and much, much more. Check that out on the Shrimp Tank right now. Thanks so much, Scott, for coming on today. And thanks so much to you for watching the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.